So in this video, I am going to talk about the denervation hypersensitivity. One of my junior is asking me about this. So what is denervation hypersensitivity? So in this video, just I am going to talk about the basic of this denervation hypersensitivity, basic physiology. Although it has many various aspects, various fields, various applications on your ophthalmology, orthopedics, etc., etc. Anyways, so I'm going to talk about the denervation hypersensitivity. So first of all, denervation. What do you mean by this term denervation? That means nerve injury, injury of the nerve. Okay, nerve is not there, nerve is not acting, or nerve is not working at there, and due to this non-functional nerve, what happens? One, hypersensitivity is shown by your muscles, mainly the muscles. Okay, this is called your denervation hypersensitivity. Let's talk it more detail, little detail of denervation hypersensitivity. So guys, what is this? Let's imagine this is your neuron. Okay, one neuron, and this neuron, obviously this is the axon of this neuron, and this is the cell body. This is the axon of this neuron, and this is the axonal terminal. Okay, axonal terminal, and this axonal terminal is synapsed. It is synapsed with what? With muscles, and this actually something like this, and this is called your motoid plate of the muscles. Okay, so there is a neuromuscular junction. Here you can appreciate there is a neuromuscular junction. Okay, and this is a muscle. Okay, this is a muscle. Now what happens? Let's imagine what is the most common cause of your nerve injury. This is obviously the bone fracture. Generally the bone fracture, this is the most common cause of your nerve injury. Although this much things is the huge topic of the orthopedics, just I am here talking about the denervation hypersensitivity physiology. Okay, so let's imagine at this level there is a injury of this nerve, of this neuron. Okay, of this neuron. At this level there is a injury. Now what happens? There is various changes within this neuron, various degenerative changes within this neuron, and some changes are moving in this direction towards the terminal of the axon, and some changes are happening on these directions, okay, towards the cell body. So the changes which are occurring at your neuromuscular towards this direction, these changes is called guys your distal changes. Anyways, and these changes which is occurring at the cell body region, these are called your proximal changes. Although it is also called changes of the nerve after injury at this direction, this is also called, guys, what do you know? This is also called, at this direction, this is called your anterograde degeneration. So the degeneration of the nerve at this direction, okay, is called your anterograde anterograde degeneration. Okay, and the degeneration of this much in this direction, this is something called your retrograde degeneration. So now guys, what is the meaning of anterograde? You know that anterogrades, that means something in forward. Okay, so anterograde degeneration, that means the degenerating portion is in the forward, degeneration in this forward portions. Okay, and retrograde means something backward. Okay, so this is the basis of degeneration, and you know that this anterograde degeneration, this is also called your Wallerian degeneration. This is also called your Wallerian degeneration, guys. Okay, so now what is this degeneration hypersensitivity. So here you can appreciate what is the degeneration hypersensitivity. So here you can appreciate that the degeneration at this level of this neuron causing what. Now I am going to draw this much portion only. Okay, so I am enlarging this. So this is the axonal terminal. Okay, this is the axonal terminal, and this is the muscle and the motor end plate of the muscle. This is the motor end plate of the muscle, guys. Okay, and there is the receptor for neurotransmitters. Here you can appreciate the receptor for neurotransmitter. This is the neurotransmitter receptors at the motor end plate, and this is the vesicles containing neurotransmitter. Now normally what happens, neurotransmitter is released at this level, which is called the synaptic cleft. I am writing SC for synaptic cleft. Neurotransmitter is released from the presynaptic neuron, and on the post-synaptic membrane or at the neuromuscular junction, what happens, this is the post-synaptic membrane, okay, of the muscle, of the sarcolemma. Muscle membrane of the muscle is also called sarcolemma. Now what happens, your neuron is your neurotransmitter is at the synaptic cleft, and then this neurotransmitter is acting on its receptor and further causing muscle contraction or etc etc. Now in case of denervation hypersensitivity, this nerve is damaged. This is damaged at this portion. Let's imagine this is damage. Now what happens, due to damage of this nerve, what happens, there is no exoplasmic transport, there is no further synthesis of the neurotransmitter, etc etc etc. Okay, due to the damage of this nerve, there is now no neurotransmitter, and due to no exoplasmic transport, there is no flow of the neurotransmitter, etc etc. Anyways, due to damage of the nerve, what happens, in a nutshell, the neurotransmitter concentration is reduced. The concentration of the neurotransmitter is reduced. Now what happens, due to the reduced neurotransmitter, what happens now, the concentration of neurotransmitter is reduced because there is no synthesis of the neurotransmitter at the presynaptic neuron level. And also what happens, in the blood, in the circulating plasma, there is little amount of neurotransmitter. Now what happens, these receptors, those are located at the post-synaptic membrane. These receptors, they are increased. These receptors increase their sensitivity. These receptors increase their sensitivity or responsiveness to the neurotransmitter. They become hypersensitive. So this receptor increase their sensitivity to neurotransmitter. So the normal neurotransmitter level is now low. Normal neurotransmitter level is now low. So what happens, the neurotransmitter receptors, they increases their sensitivity, they increases their sensitivity towards low concentration of neurotransmitter which is present in the circulating plasma. Anyways, due to this, now what happens, due to reduced the concentration of neurotransmitter, the neurotransmitter receptors, those are present at this level. So the sensitivity of these receptors towards neurotransmitter is increased. This is your called degenerative hypersensitivity. Degeneration of the nerve causing increased sensitivity of the neurotransmitter receptors. Okay. So now where this happens generally, here you can appreciate, I will tell you these things little later in this diagram, I will explain you. So now where happens, okay, so the degeneration hypersensitivity or denervation hypersensitivity VT occurs in both skeletal muscle as well as in smooth muscles. Okay, so this is occurs in both skeletal muscle as well as in smooth muscles. Now three things is happening here due to reduced concentration of neurotransmitter which is not synthesized now by the nerve. What happens? First one, upregulation of neurotransmitter receptors at post synaptic membrane. That means the receptors, those are present here. You can appreciate now in this diagram. Let's appreciate this. At the normal case, when everything is normal, there is no nerve damage, everything is normal, increase sufficient amount of neurotransmitter concentration is also normal, so sufficient amount of neurotransmitter is there. Then what happens? You can appreciate that only the receptors, these receptors for the neurotransmitter, they are located at the only motor end plate. I am writing MEP region of the muscle. This is the normal condition. Now what happens? This is the injured nerve, this is the site of injury, and I already told anterograde degeneration, which is also called the Wallerian degeneration, guys. Okay, due to this, what happens? You can appreciate now the number of the neurotransmitter receptor is increased. The number of the neurotransmitter receptor is increased in the postsynaptic membrane. So what happens? Due to reduced neurotransmitter, okay, what happens? The number of receptor is increased. Number of neurotransmitter receptor is increased. And not only that, so this is called your upregulation of neurotransmitter receptor. This is something modifying at the genetic level due to this higher protein or anything. This is at the modification of genetic level maybe. So this is the upregulation of neurotransmitter at the postsynaptic membrane. That means increased number of receptors at postsynaptic membrane. Anyways, so next is not only that, due to reduced neurotransmitter, why this neurotransmitter is reduced? Due to the degeneration. Further, one thing also happening, this is your increased responsiveness, or you can say sensitivity, of receptor to neurotransmitter. Okay, so that means here you can appreciate that the number of neurotransmitter increase here, and not only the number increases, the sensitivity of all those receptors also increased. The sensitivity towards the neurotransmitter is also increased. Sensitivity towards the neurotransmitter is also increased. Let's imagine if initially just I'm giving you an estimation. Let's imagine, just for an example, 100 neurotransmitter was there initially at the normal condition. Only 100 neurotransmitter they can stimulate the neurotransmitter receptors only initially at the normal condition. Okay, now what happens? The same number of neurotransmitter receptors, they are stimulated by 10 neurotransmitter. So that initially the 100 neurotransmitter causing what? Actually this is, let's imagine initially 100 neurotransmitter causing X number of neurotransmitter receptor activation. So initially 100 neurotransmitter is there and they stimulates X number of neurotransmitter receptor. those are present on the postsynaptic membrane. Okay, but now this concentration of the neurotransmitter is reduced and this is 10. This 10 is also now able to stimulate this same X number of neurotransmitter. That means what happens? The sensitivity or the responsiveness towards this neurotransmitter of this receptor is increased. It is now more sensitive. Now the neurotransmitter receptor is more sensitive. More sensitive it is now. Okay, sensitivity increases. That's why this is called your hypersensitivity. Hyper mean high sensitivity of the neurotransmitter receptors. This is another fact. So due to this reduced neurotransmitter, there is increased number of receptors on the postsynaptic membrane, guys. Increased number of receptors. And not only that, there is also increased responsiveness of those receptors to the little small amount of neurotransmitter. And next thing is what happened. Let's discussing. I am here. This is what. This is your presynaptic neuron, and this is your muscle, which is postsynaptic membrane. And here you can appreciate receptors concentration increases, huge upregulation of neurotransmitter receptors. Okay, upregulation of neurotransmitter receptors is there, and not only that, sensitivity is also increased. Now what happens, guys? This is the vesicle from where neurotransmitter is released normally, and what happens? The neurotransmitter which is present at the synaptic cleft, this neurotransmitter goes back to the presynaptic neuron. Normally what happens? This neurotransmitter goes back, or this is called your reuptake of neurotransmitter to the vesicle. Further, normally this is seen in noradrenergic neuron. Okay, so normally in the noradrenergic neuron, they are normally it is in any neuron, it is seen reuptake of neurotransmitter. But what happens when there is an injury? When there is an injury, then what happens? This reuptake of neurotransmitter is reduced. There is very little reuptake of neurotransmitter now. This is mainly seen in noradrenergic neuron. So in this noradrenergic neuron, normally in noradrenergic neuron, what happens? Reuptake, generally it is seen in noradrenergic neuron, reuptake of neurotransmitter reduced. This is causing what? This is causing one thing, that your concentration of the neurotransmitter at this synaptic cleft level, which remains increased. Although there is no synthesis of new neurotransmitter, no neurotransmitter synthesis is there, but simultaneously along with this, no reuptake of neurotransmitter is also there. So no reuptake of neurotransmitter. Then what happens? If there is no neurotransmitter synthesis as well as there is no neurotransmitter reuptake, due to this no neurotransmitter reuptake, what happens? The concentration of the neurotransmitter at synaptic cleft, it is relatively higher. Okay, it is relatively higher. So this may facilitates your muscle for its function. So one point which I want to add here, that's the fibrillation. Here you can appreciate. Let's imagine this is a muscle and there is various muscle fibers. 1, 2, 3 fibers I am drawing here. 1 fibers. This is second fiber. This is third fiber. Okay. So what is one concept? Fibrillation of muscle. Fibrillation, I am telling. Fibrillation actually. Fibrillation. What I am telling? Fibrillation. What is fibrillation, beta? So this is something obviously involuntary, and this is pathological. This is pathological, and this is due to the denervation. This is due to denervation hypersensitivity. Due to denervation hypersensitivity, what happens now? Now this muscle, this is not contracting, this muscle is not contracting like a motor unit. Okay, what happens? Each and every fiber of this muscle, let's imagine this is one fiber, each and every individual fiber of the muscle starts contraction. So individual muscle fibers start contraction. They start contraction due to denervation hypersensitivity. And when this individual muscle fibers, when the individual muscle fibers starts contracting, this phenomenon is called your fibrillation. So fibrillation is an effect of your denervation hypersensitivity. What happens there? The muscle is now contracting like each and every muscle fiber is contracting separately, individually. Now muscle is not contracting like a motor unit. Okay, so this is something pathological, and this is due to denervation hypersensitivity. Okay, and obviously you can detect this the contraction of each and every muscle fiber via electromyography recording, EMR, something called electromyography recording. Okay, you can detect via this electromyography recording your fibrillation. Okay, so this is about the denervation hypersensitivity. It causing three factor mainly: upregulation of the neurotransmitter receptors and increased sensitivity. So that's why this is called your hypersensitivity. And not only that, this also causing the reduce the reuptake of the neurotransmitter. Okay, that's why the relative concentration of the neurotransmitter remains higher at the synaptic cleft region. Okay, and last, one effect of the denervation hypersensitivity is your fibrillation. What is fibrillation? Each and every muscle fiber is contracting. Okay, now the muscle is not contracting as a motor unit. Single individual muscle fiber is contracting now. This is something pathological. Obviously, why? Due to pathological, due to the damage of the nerve, Okay, so this is something your denervation hypersensitivity. It has various application, clinical aspects in ophthalmology. Okay, so now I am ending this here.